Is that it? I think that's it. And what kind of station? It will be an airship station, right? Some sort of... I haven't seen any airships yet. We arrived from the other side, but that wasn't really an airship dock neither, so... Not entirely sure what the station serves. Can I get up there? There's hooks there, there's a hook there. There's no hooks there. I don't think I can get up there. Hold on, let me get up to there.
I'll be down here.
No, there's nothing up there anyway. Alright. Okay, I can get up here too. Volley gun. If you want it. You don't really want the volley gun. Alright. It's a really big combat arena. A little bit too big for a station in Colombia, I think. I mean, there's only 4 arrivals and 4 departures, so I mean, it can't be that busy, right? If there's only 4 per day. Oh, there's a lot of dead bodies here. Executions. These guys got executed. Cover? I don't know why you would have cover on this side, given that you came from the other side. It's like, you know, you can tear in cover for the enemy to help the enemy. Crank gun. That might have been useful. Not really. And nothing here. Alright. I believe I've looted everything in this giant station, which is really way too big for Colombia.
Can you help me out with this lock?
No problem.
But we're not done. There's gonna be more things.
Go ahead!
On it!
Someone just sniped me? I see you, bro. Oh, is that it? Just 2 guys?
Those turnstiles are one way. Should we check out the bookstore before we leave?
Yes, we should, Elizabeth. Thank you for explaining game mechanics to me. They are one way. You should check the bookstore before you leave.
Go ahead.
That. Take your time. I'm fine down here.
No, you're not. There's loot up here
Here's
and you're
some
missing
cash.
out. Wait, what? Where? Cash.
Here.
That'll do.
If I find candy, I'm gonna eat it and not bring it down to you. Orange? No candy though. That sucks. Should I upgrade the shotgun? Probably not. Let's just keep the money. So there's a bookstore over here. Founders Books. More like Founders Propaganda. Same upgrades for the Vigors. Don't want any of those. One
Can you
lockpick.
get this open?
Give me a second. Done.
These bears can't sit up straight for the life of them. Look at them. My neck's broken. These bears. So what's going on in here? Okay, there's a clothing. There's also a downstairs. Cash register, clothing. What is this? Increases critical hit damage by 50%. Maybe I want that. What do I replace? Decreases shield recharge delay by 1 second. Now I'll keep what I have. You can only equip 4 bonuses.
Brother, what Comstock failed to understand is that our contraption is a window not into prophecy, but probability. But his money means the Lutece field could become the Lutece tear, a window between worlds, a window through which you and I might finally be together.
Ah, there you go. So now she's talking about tears. So she
Check out downstairs.
is the one who created the tears. The Lutece field is a window not into prophecy but into probability. So by using their technology and also the tears, they can manipulate probability. And they're talking about quantum physics, or it's pseudoscience. It's not really what quantum physics is about. But anyway, let's just listen to this first.
Sally! The bastard snuck in while the Vox was shooting up the place and took my girl! Got her locked up in the salty oyster, his hidden closet he keeps all his treasures. Just need to hit the button under the register to open it, but...
The salty oyster button under the register. Let's go back for that. How is he still alive? There's a guy up there too. Oh hey! Alright, let's go back to the salty oyster because there's a button underneath the register apparently.
You hold on to this.
Got it.
So, quantum physics, I'm just gonna really simplify and go through it really briefly. Quantum physics, the thing with really kind of small particles is that they don't behave the way that we usually see matter behave. The particles can be like in multiple positions simultaneously, and you don't actually know what position it's in until you measure it, or rather, it's not in a fixed position until you measure it, which doesn't really make sense if you think about conventional physics. And there's stuff like entanglement, where if two particles are entangled, then just kill this guy first. Then even if you move those particles apart, whatever happens to one particle also happens to the other particle, even though there doesn't seem to be any kind of physical connection between the two things at all. What else is there? Wave-particle duality, that's things are waves and particles at the same time. So in quantum physics, a lot of strange things happen. But the idea that a particle is neither one thing or another, or they're both things at the same time until you measure it, and then it becomes one thing and not the other. So that's something that's it seems kind of weird, but it's been experimentally proven. So it's real, but it happens at the quantum level, which means at the level of subatomic particles, and not really something that you would see at large scale. So in this game, the story goes that
Booker, there must be a button under the register.
yeah, no, that's why I'm here. So the story goes that here it is. So that the quantum effects have somehow been magnified. What is that?
Press to generate a magnetic shield. Hold to absorb damage and release to throw it back. Hold and release to create an explosive trap.
Press right mouse to drop a magnetic shield in front of you. Carry the shield. Holding the shield drains so you can shield and throw
Really?
back
We just
damage.
risked our lives for a bit of titillation?
I think I knew her. Worked at a bar on Houston Street.
I bet you did.
Sally, yes. I'm just gonna switch this back because I don't want to use that. So the idea of this game is that you can travel to an alternate universe. So the Lutece field and the Lutece tear allows connections and travel between alternate universes. So when she talks about it's a window into probability, so the idea of an alternate universe is that so at any point in time you can make a decision, and then the universe branches off into two possibilities, right? Or, two probabilities. So when traveling between universes, you are traveling to a different one where somebody at some point made a different decision, and therefore the consequences are different, and so you get a different alternate reality. The science fiction doesn't really stand up to the science, so don't be too harsh about the quantum physics part. Well, that's what the tiers are. The tiers are windows into alternate realities. And the Lutece twins, they've been saying that all along. Remember at the beginning of the game when they said heads or tails? And no matter what you said, the coin will be heads. And then you look at the blackboard behind the dude, the man Lutece, and it's all heads, right? So they can manipulate probability. So if you flip a coin, it should be half heads, half tails. Like, you can't control that, but they can, and they're telling you there that they can control probability so that it's always heads if that's what they want to do. So the Lutece, being like they're the ones who invented the tears and the Lutece kind of fields, so they can manipulate probabilities, and they can also control the tears. It's not really obvious at this point, but they'll keep reinforcing this idea, and they'll keep telling you how the Lutece actually have a lot of control over what happens by manipulating probabilities. If that makes sense. I mean, they've already said it, but they'll say it more as the story continues. And also, Elizabeth can do similar things. Given that she can open tears between different realities, or different alternate realities, she also has some control over probability. Oh look, more enemies, guys. Is he? Oh, he's still alive. What else do we need to say about that at this point in time? Oh, yes, so... Well, it's not obvious yet, but the Lutece twins have a lot of control over probabilities. And you know how a lot of these tiers have been quite convenient. Like, we tried to find the gunsmith, Chen Lin, and we found him dead. And then the Lutece twins appeared, and a tear also appeared. And the tear took us to a different reality where Chen Lin was still alive, and the Lutece twins were right there. So you can bet that the Lutece twins had something to do with that tear appearing. So they were the ones. I mean, I would assume, given what we are presented in the game, I would assume that they're the ones who put that tear there. And in fact, that they're the ones who have been putting all the tears in all the right places for us so far. So yeah, blame the Lutece twins for whatever the story is. Is that all I want to say right now? Alright, that's all I want to say right now. Let's keep going. Downtown Emporia. I think I'll take a break.
These lock when we pass through. We won't be able to return.
Yeah, I know. So now we're in Emporia. And I think I will... Did it auto-save? So the time is 8:59. And that is 8:50. Okay, it auto-saved. So is there anything I want to say apart from that before I take a break? I think I pretty much talked about everything that there is to talk about. So the rebellion is in full swing, and Daisy Fitzroy is... Well, she's moved from rebellion into genocide now, hasn't she? There's a fine line between rebellion and genocide, but I think she's kind of crossed it, although we killed her. But so the rebellion kind of got a little bit overzealous, and a lot of people are dying. But that's not really our fault, because remember, we're not the ones who started the rebellion. There was the other DeWitt. In this reality, we just switched over from one universe to the other to find this here. We didn't create this. Not well, the other DeWitt apparently did, not this one. And definitely not Elizabeth, because the whole point about this particular reality is that Booker never found Elizabeth, so Elizabeth is still locked away somewhere. Anything else I want to say? So the story and all the events that are happening are in fact being manipulated by the Lutece twins. Keep that in mind. So if ever remember all the times I said, well, why does this happen here? Or I said, well, this is really convenient. Remember that at this point the game tells you actually it happens this way, and it is so convenient because the Lutece made it this way. And not you. So you don't get to choose. The Lutece twins are laying out your path for you, and you don't get a choice in any of this. So I'm going to leave that there, and when we come back, we're going to Emporia and continue with the game. I'll see you there.